Hello and welcome back, everybody. Jesus Christ.
I've been drinking Dr. Pepper all afternoon. I'm very irpy.
Yes. So anyways, today we're talking about the drop site massacre.
Morty, we're going to be talking about a drop site massacre. All right, now the real intro.
Hello and welcome back, everybody, to the Remembrancers Library podcast. I'm Vincent.
And I'm Ethan.
And welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about the next major event in the Horus Heresy.
Yes, one of the most major ones.
Yes.
People when they talk about the Horus Heresy is usually like, like Istvann V. It's that.
This is that.
It is. That is it. We're going to be talking about...
This is that, which it is. I'm going to turn that off.
Yep.
Condolences. Okay.
Sorry your grandma died. Anyway.
So rude of me to leave my phone on. Sorry.
It's chill, dude. House cleaning?
House cleaning?
If you're on the YouTube, thank you for watching. If you're not subscribed or you haven't liked the video yet,
heresy.
That's heresy, and you're just as bad as Erebus.
Yes,
we loathe entirely.
Yes, in fact we do.
Yes, and if you're on the Spotify, please remember to download and like the podcast. Follow us if you want to hear us weekly. That's same with subscriptions on YouTube. Follow us if you want to hear us weekly. If you are here from the Instagram, what weird magics are you using? Yes. We
have no audio on there as far as I'm aware.
No, not yet.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
So yeah. But with that all underway, should we get into Istvann V?
Yes, let's do it.
Yes. Okay. So, do you remember what happened on Istvann III?
No. I'm kidding.
You're a liar.
I did that episode. Of course I remember. Yeah, basically... do you want me to just run a quick recap?
Yeah, just run a quick recap because I'm going to be doing a lot of talking today.
All right. Yeah, get ready, everybody.
If you hate the British, get ready to hate me more.
Yes. Get some tea ready, maybe, and then if you don't like what Ethan has to say, then you can chuck it in the nearest body of water.
I'm going to chuck you in the harbor.
Okay, but no, the last episode we went over what happened on Istvann III, where Horus used that as a way to, for lack of better words, cleanse the purity out of his now impure rebellion.
Yeah, he wanted to make all of his sons...
The bad guys.
He wanted to make sure that he had only the baddest of guys on his side. Same with Magnus. Not Magnus. Magnus is dead. Or is he? Mortarion, Angron, all their legions.
And Fulgrim.
I always forget Fulgrim.
He wasn't there.
He wasn't there, yes.
But the Legion was still there.
Lord Eidolon was there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, I was going to just make a bad joke, but I'm not going to.
You keep them to yourself.
I'm going to keep them to myself today.
Yeah. But... like I wasn't pulling some crap before we started recording, so...
Yes, exactly. It's only fair.
Yes.
Anyways, Istvann III had been taken under the fold of the Imperium. Then they rebelled, and the Emperor was like, Horus, go deal with it. So Horus was like, okay, let's use this to do a self-genocide on all of our goody two-shoes sons.
Exactly.
That was the plan. They went down, raised the planet again, raised the planet a third time, or something like that, and eventually killed out all of the good guys that were trying their darn best to survive.
It literally went fight, raise, fight, raise, fight, raise. That's good enough.
Exactly. Yeah. So they forgot to account for the fact that Rylanor was still kicking.
Yep.
Plus the other...
Ancient of Rights. The other four survivors of it. Well, 3 survivors on the planet.
Loken, Morturg, Caleb Decima, the Meltagun user, and Rylanor.
Ancient Rylanor, and then Lucian. Lucian.
Who got away...
by being a...
Yes. He took the ship.
He took the traitor's helmet and then was like, "Hey, Lord Eidolon."
Oh right. Yeah. He turncoated.
Yeah.
Because there is a guy on the ship headed back to Terra. I just can't
Nathaniel
remember.
Garrow.
That one. Giga Chad.
Nathaniel Garrow.
Yes.
Took a punch from a Primarch like a champ.
And is on his way home.
Yeah. Well, he's home now.
Right.
At the events of what we're talking about, he's home now.
Yes.
And then... yeah, no, it's actually really funny with like Lucian and stuff like that. Immediately after the battle, when they're on the Pride of the Emperor, Eidolon goes to him and just goes, "I still don't trust you." And then they talk about how Saul Tarbitz died, and they're like, oh, yes, that was quite funny. And it was like, and then immediately everything is like semi-okay again.
Everyone's buddies.
Everyone's buddy again.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what we talked about last time.
Mm-hmm.
And that brings us up to
the beginning of Istvann V.
The beginning of this time.
There's a good few things that happened before Istvann V proper.
Okay.
And like one of them, like one of the big ones is the Maraviglia that happened on the Pride of the Emperor. So do you remember all that stuff with like the Lier and the Lier blade and all that sort of stuff and Lierin and all that sort of stuff?
Yes.
So remember how I told you that like a whole bunch of Remembrancers went down to the planet and realized, hey, there's a cave here and it's teaching us wonderful things about art and poetry and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So one of those people, Bekwa Kinska, who is described as just an absolutely stunning woman.
Love it.
Very buxom, blue hair.
Pronouns?
She, them. Bisexual, too, is one thing they know on. Very progressive.
Blue hair, and this is Game Workshop's token everything character.
Given that she dies at the end of the book, yeah. Yeah.
Blue hair, pronouns, killed out by the end of the story. Sounds about right.
A woman of considerable age and experience.
Ah.
Yeah.
I see.
A hot mom who likes to bang. That's what she's described as.
Love it.
So the guy whoever wrote the book Fulgrim had a real thing going on.
Love
and
it.
then whoever wrote Reflection Cracked needs some help because Jesus Christ, those are two Emperor's Children like exclusive books, and there's some stuff that goes on in those books that's like whoa. Some that I'm about to talk about.
All right, let's get into it.
Yeah, so Bekwa Kinska, she makes this grand symphony. She's literally making the symphony like throughout the entire book of Fulgrim.
Okay.
This is the same book where Ostian Delafor exists, the guy that made Fulgrim have a hissy fit for saying his statues were too perfect.
Ah, this guy.
Yeah. Around about this time, like the Maraviglia happens, and it's like this grand symphony. It's like Fulgrim was like, "This is going to be the greatest thing ever." Like just after, my children need some respite after all this crap that happened on Istvann III.
Yep.
Not to mention, I just kind of had this thing with Farish Manus going on, so some rest and some R&R would be really nice right now. So they go to this symphony, and it is the worst noise you've ever heard in your life.
Oh no!
It is just the sound of just instruments, like cacophonous dissonance of like just instrument over
just
instrument.
Noise.
If you're a loyalist and you don't, and you haven't been corrupted by Slaanesh. The people who have been corrupted by Slaanesh, or the people that had been under the influence of all of that stuff, they heard a wonderful symphony, like a beautiful symphony.
Because that was what was going on with that was what was happening on Lier when they were fighting. That was what
they were hearing. They were hearing this music that was like, oh, this is just noise. And then some people were like, this isn't so bad. And then the same thing that happened with the Coral in the Coral City with Lucian, where he's like, he gets really mad because the music of the construction in the Coral City,
not
is
the
like,
Lier.
No, it does happen on Lier. They hear like the sounds of like the core of the air and stuff like that, and some of them are like, oh, this might have something to it.
Yes.
So that's the early corruption and stuff like that. But it's like this like massive like cacophonous noise if you're a loyalist and you haven't been like on the way to being corrupted by Slaanesh. But if you're on your way to being corrupted by Slaanesh,
it sounds fantastic.
It sounds like a really beautiful symphony. Like, you feel anger and love, and you feel like despair and happiness. All of these emotions, you feel them all at once, and you really feel them.
Okay.
If an Eldari were to hear this, their head would probably explode.
Right.
That kind of thing. And then a quick side note as well, they use some instruments that do eventually end up being used by the Noise Marines.
Oh, okay.
The cacophony is what they're called.
Of course.
But it also kind of indicates to the fact that, the Warhammer universe hasn't seen an electric guitar in at least 20,000 years, because they're talking about it, it's like a great mechanism with a long neck and a stringed instrument that created this wonderful whining noise when you strummed it. It's like it's an electric guitar.
Yeah,
I was listening to the book when I was like going through all of this stuff, and I'm like, this is an electric guitar. Like, have they not seen an electric guitar before? Like, they're explaining a violin rather nicely, but this is just a guitar. Like,
it's just a guitar.
But the boring man that the Emperor is was probably like, there's no need for rock and roll in the Imperium. And I'm like, but dude,
there's always a need for rock.
There's always a need for rock and roll. This all happens, and people try to leave.
Yeah.
And they get beaten. They get beaten senseless and all that sort of stuff, like beaten to death and stuff like that. So, Remembrancers, some loyalists who managed to sneak under the radar and stuff like that got beaten to death because they were trying to leave. And it got to a point where like Slaanesh demons were being like released from the people on stage.
Oh.
Like they were turning into demons, and then like the demons would dissipate and stuff like that. The music caused the regular Imperial army and the regular Remembrancers of the thing to break out in a huge murder where they were killing each other and just banging, and they were just going through it, and people were dying, people were like getting it on and all that sort of stuff. The Marines had a different reaction.
Okay.
They were grabbing these people and they were tearing them to shreds with their bare hands. And then they would pull the bone out of the skin, the broken bone out of the skin, and then they would carve up their own faces and own bodies with the broken things, really carving off skin and stuff like that with their own bodies. And then when the music stopped, some of the Marines got really, really angry and then got up on stage and picked up some of these guitars that we were talking about, and then proceeded to let out cacophonous whines that were so blaring that it tore the skin and flesh from the bones of regular human beings and absolutely put Marines on their ass. It was a of death and maiming and just nastiness. Like, they talk about the amount of blood that's in there was like knee high because it was just pooling in this like concert hall. And then Fulgrim looks down on it all and goes, "Oh, my children, what beautiful noise they make."
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That sounds like a Tuesday for a Drakari player, so.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. For a loyalist Space Marine player, yeah, it's pretty rough.
For a Drakari player, that's, Tuesday. There's coffee after. Coffee and biscuits for aftercare.
Yeah, but yeah, no. Shut up.
No, that is absolutely insane.
Yeah, so no, at this point, like, corruption is starting to happen.
Yeah.
Which is the reason that I put this in here is like we have Lorgar who's like getting his Gak Tabal or whatever the hell they're called.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like has all of their like his demon corrupted like people and stuff like that. But now is where the corruption, like the demon corruption of the other legions are starting to happen and get into that thing and all that sort of stuff. So going into that, you need to know that because this is what they are fighting against on Istvann.
Right.
Yeah. So if we move over to the other side of the galaxy now, we have Rogel Dawn meeting with Malcador because, as I mentioned at the end of last time, the Mechanicum is starting to rebel.
Right. They're going absolutely insane.
They're going absolutely nuts. So a couple of things happen with Rogel Dawn. He becomes the commander-in-chief of the Imperium's armies.
Okay.
So what was once, Horus's title, like the War Master and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They don't give him the title of War Master, but Dawn is essentially the War Master now.
Okay.
Because
just more paperwork.
Just more paperworky, yeah.
Yeah.
And specifically tasked with protecting Terra.
Okay.
Yeah. So he is not out there fighting battles anymore. He has been told by Malcador, until this is done, you do not leave Terra.
Right.
But with what's happening on Istvann and stuff like that, Rogel Dawn is like, I need to leave and go to Terra. And Malcador is reminding him like, hey, man, you don't need to be like fortifying Earth this much. And Dawn is basically like, well, better safe than sorry.
Right.
And Malcador's like, you've got 12 legions on your side. And this is when he says the thing that I really love, where he looks at Malcador and he goes, better it be 15.
Right.
Because he's talking about
the 2 redacteds.
The 3 redacteds at this point.
Right.
Because it's the...
oh, yeah, that's how math works.
Yeah.
15 and 12.
Well, no, because that's the thing. It's the 2 redacted.
Yeah.
It's the 2 redacted and then Magnus.
Right.
And then Magnus. Because at this point, they've sent Leman Russ to Prospero, and he's dealing with the stuff at Prospero.
Right.
So he's talking about the two redacted legions, and then he's talking about Magnus. And at this point, because of what Magnus is doing, they were like, they were ready to redact Magnus from the files.
Right.
Yeah. So like Dawn is worried about this. You know, his hairline's receding even more. His hair, you'd think it's impossible, but his grey hair is getting even greyer.
Yeah.
So the first thing that he deals with is sending Sigismund to stop the rebellion on Mars.
Okay.
Aid the rebellion on Mars, I should say, because
Right.
the Mechanicum is starting to turn traitor. They're becoming the Dark Mechanicum at this point.
Yes.
And this was like the mass slaughter on Mars if you weren't a part of the Dark Mechanicum.
Yes.
So they send Sigismund, put a stop to it, and he's like, hey man, and Sigismund's brutal. He's
Right.
a brutal fighter, so he's not one to shy away from a fight.
Right.
But he is very much like, this is too much. We need to leave right now. We are outmanned, outgunned. We have
Outnumbered, outplanned.
No, I was about to say that. I caught myself and okay.
See, I stopped myself from when you said, hey man, I stopped myself from making the you're a rock star joke. So
Sure.
1 for 2.
1 for 2, yeah. You get 1. Yeah. But yeah, no, he's like, they're outnumbered, they're outgunned, they're outplanned, and he's like, all right. So they're at the place where they make the weapons and they make the armor for the Astartes and stuff like that. And Sigismund is like, all right, as much as we can get on the transports, we got to go now.
And he just grabs the one guy and is like, you're in charge now.
Yeah, Locum Kane, who's like, he's like, and literally as he's being dragged onto the ship by Sigismund, he's like, no, there are more adepts that we need to save. We need to save the rest of these. We cannot lose this knowledge, because that's the other thing is there were massive swathes of knowledge that were being lost. The Dark Mechanicum were literally screw the knowledge.
Yeah,
we want advancement. So they were just destroying databanks and stuff like that.
Okay.
And Locum Kane was just like, no, we need to save as much as we can. And Sigismund was like, Mars is lost. You are now the Fabricator General. We are leaving. Yeah. Literally, it's like, get up, soldier. We are leaving.
We are leaving.
Yeah, he grabs him, and the Fabricator General, for the first time ever, has not made their office on Mars. For the first time ever.
Yeah.
So they are dealing with a lot of stuff in the Sol system to begin with, but they are setting their sights on the Primarchs, because they know if they can stop the Primarchs at this point, then everything else will fall out.
Right.
Because once they deal with the Primarchs, they can bring their armies and they can bring their adepts into compliance.
Okay.
After the Primarchs and after the legions are gone, because that's very easy. It's just, comply or die.
Yeah.
But then on the other side of that, Dawn is very much the thing of hey, if we can save any of my brothers, I would absolutely love to. But I know that it's more likely that I'm going to have to end them.
Right. But he wants to hope for the best.
So this is the point. This is at the point where he goes, all right, we're going to send legions. We're sending legions to Istvan.
Okay.
We're sending legions now. So he sends the Iron Hands, the Salamanders, the Raven Guard, the Word Bearers, the Night Lords, the Iron Warriors, and the Alpha Legion on top of what was supposed to be the Imperial Fists.
Okay.
Yes. And Ferrus Manus, being the closest to the system after his run-in with Fulgrim, is appointed field commander. Acting field commander until Dawn shows up. Okay. So getting the closest legions that are there, he contacts the Raven Guard and the Salamanders, and he has them come to Istvan at that point. Okay. So before, just outside the system, before they head in, it is Salamanders, Iron Hands, and Raven Guards ready to start the fight. Right. But they are under specific instructions from Rogel Dawn to wait until he arrives. He never makes it. Yeah. He never makes it. A portion of his fleet ends up in a completely separate system where they get attacked by the Iron Warriors.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so they're dealing with that. And not to mention that the Alpha Legion, for the region of space that they're in, the Alpha Legion sabotages the astropathic relay. Right. Which causes anything that is sent out by the Loyalists to not be able to leave the system. Right. So any message is stuck in the system.
Contacts down.
Contacts down, exactly. Yeah. So they can't be like, hey, we need backup from the other legions. Not that they'd be able to help anyway, because Jagatai Khan was too far away. Yeah. Robute was dealing with his stuff in, the Ultramar. Yeah. And I think Sanguinius was off to Sigwin at this point too, under the orders of Horus. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Yeah. And obviously Lehman Russ was reeling off of the back of the burning of Prospero.
Yeah.
Because he lost a lot of men at the burning of Prospero
Yes,
as
he
well as
did.
Magnus did.
Yep.
But yeah, so they are in a bad place. They just don't know it yet.
Right.
And with that, we are going to finally get into the fighting on Istvan.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Before they arrive outside the system, the Iron Hands, the Salamanders, and the Raven Guard,
Yep.
Fulgrim reaches the system.
Okay.
And this is where he has his little bit of a hissy fit, and he's like, Mortarians, mud kickers would much prefer to, dig trenches and get encampments made for you, and Partarabo would much rather be your maid and get your fortress up and ready. And Horus was like, no, you failed, so you're going to go and do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
a hissy fit from Fulgrim? No way.
Yeah, no, and it's a fairly tame one too, because he's bratting hard.
Yeah,
because he's like, oh yeah, no, I didn't bring Horus into compliance. I didn't bring Ferris into your thing, but oh well.
what you gonna do about it? He's going to tattle on Dad, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah, and then Horus was like, "You're gonna go and dig trenches," and then Fulgrim was like, "No, I don't want to dig trenches.
Please don't make me. I'll get dirt in my nails."
Exactly. So yeah, he finds a pre-Imperium fortress on the edge of a place called the Urgal Plateau.
Okay.
And with the aid of the Dark Mechanicum at this point, they dig trenches, build bulwarks, set up anti-aircraft and service-to-orbit weaponry.
Okay.
And they put up a huge void shield over the fortress to completely protect the fortress from any orbital bombardments.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so they are ready for a fight.
They're locked in and ready to go.
Mm-hmm. And then at this point, the rest of them would arrive. So Mortarion, the Sons of Horus.
Yep.
Horus himself, the World Eaters, and Angron and the Death Guard all show up.
Yeah.
And they start taking their lines and taking their positions on what suits them best.
Now it's a party.
Yes. So along the trenches and the bulwarks and everything that they've built, there is just one long line of traitor Astartes ready and raring for a fight.
Okay.
Like grinding chain axes and just ready to just rip people apart and stuff like that. So for the first loyalists to actually get close to Istvann V were the Raven Guard. It was a recon team vessel that basically were going planet from planet, scanning to see large, gatherings and stuff like that. And they come across Istvann V and they're like, whoa,
stuff's going on.
Something's about to go down here. So they contact the fleet and then they go to make touchdown.
Right.
Away from the Urgal Plateau, and so they can, go in on foot to try and, surprise attack. Yeah.
Sneak up on them.
See if they can't do a little bit of a pincer move in that regard and stuff.
Right.
So after this, the messages relate. Oh, and they put down beacons as well. Okay. Landing beacons of where the best places for them to land would be without getting shot out of the sky.
Good for them. Smart.
Very,
move.
very smart. Very smart.
Does it also help them dig faster?
No.
Okay.
It took me a second.
Only if you put it on some diamonds?
Yeah, only if you put it on a 9x9 thing of diamonds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
A Minecraft joke in the Warhammer podcast. Jeez.
Yes.
So yeah, at this point, the full fleet of Ferris, Vulcan, and Korax.
Yes.
Korax, not Korvax.
He's also there.
Yeah. Meet and they begin to plan strategy above Istvann V.
Okay.
They don't really realize, I guess, that they have had little to no resistance from the other fleets above the planet. So it's a bit worrying that they don't know that. So Ferris, Vulcan, and Korax are planning strategy.
Right.
Vulcan and Korax are very much like, hey.
No, Korvax.
No, it's Corvus Korax. Corvus Korax. Not Corvus Korvax. I know, I've written Korvax so much in this, it makes it seem like it's real. It's not. I'm bad at spelling. I keep getting their names mixed together. It's Corvus Korax.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but anyway, they meet and they begin to plan strategy, and he is stood, and they are over there, and Ferris is raging.
Right.
He is ready to beat the ever-living snot out of Fulgrim at this point.
Of course.
But Vulcan and Korax are like, hey, look, we need to we need to like wait until our brothers get here, because if we
Yeah.
don't, this is going to be a slaughter. And Varys is like, no, we're going to go in now.
Which
So-
totally is going to go super well and not going to have any consequences whatsoever.
So they end up heading down to the planet,
Of course.
much to the chagrin of, Vulcan and Corvus. So as they're heading down, they recognize the anti-aircraft weapons are there.
Of course.
So they do a full-scale orbital bombardment on the fortress,
Okay.
knowing it won't do anything, but knowing it will cover their entry enough that they can land. They can land without taking any losses.
Smart.
Yeah. Now, I'm sure that there were some losses here and there because the anti-aircraft weapons were very good.
Yeah.
So the legions land in 3 different areas. Vulcan, Salamanders, Raven Guard, and Iron Hands all land in different sections of the Urgot Plateau. So, and they begin to fight. So the first wave is composed entirely of Iron Hands, led by Ferrus Manus.
Okay.
And
Getting the beat down first.
oh yeah, and he was able to get heavy armaments brought in by dropship.
Okay.
So he has them, and they're pushing forward at the traitors.
Right.
And they are also because of this, they are giving the other loyalists the opportunity to move in.
Okay.
So basically, he's trying to condense fire, quote unquote, so he can get the other legions to move up, so they can make a full blown forward attack on the traitors at this point.
At least he was kind of smart about it.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So
he had good intentions.
yeah. So the Raven Guard come in at this point, and they join the fight. And they're coming in on like jump packs and skimmers, and they are like ready to fight. And the first people that they meet during this fight are the World Eaters.
Oh, goody.
Yeah. So the World Eaters are like, oh, we're gonna mess you up.
Right.
So they're like knocking them out of the sky and like, shooting them down and stuff like that, grabbing them and like throwing them into the ground and stuff like that.
Right.
These skimmers, like the speeders that they were on and stuff like that,
Yeah.
they were being knocked out of the sky so violently that when they crashed into the ground, it caused this Astartes on them to be buried under the rubble.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's not good.
No, because they were hitting the ground and the impact would blow it up and then bury them.
Oy.
Yeah, so they were fighting hard and they were dying harder.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, and then the Salamanders were also in their battles. They had clashed with Mortarion, and Mortarion, as we know, his Death Guard, aren't very good at controlling spaces.
Nope.
But boy, were they this time around, because they were using bunker warfare.
Okay.
So they were setting traps, they were shooting from bunkers and stuff like that. So
right.
there was even one thing where they set up a trap that basically just lit up the battlefield with fire.
Oh, goody.
And it was just burning out like the Astartes that were in there and stuff like that.
Now, wait, did the Salamanders do that or the Death Guard?
That was the Death Guard.
Ah.
Yeah, so that shows you how prepared they were. That
fire
they were
versus fire.
Yeah, that they were able to burn out the Salamanders of all people was insane.
Yeah.
But even with that, the Salamanders were able to push forward enough that they were able to board a War Dog Titan. War Dog? Yes, but able to board a War Dog Titan and bring it down.
Oh, nice.
And that's a big thing.
Yeah.
So it caused a lot of the Titans to be like, oh no.
This isn't good.
This isn't good. So some of the Titans start to, push back and fall back a little bit and stuff like that. But they're still laying down the heavy fire.
Yeah.
Still laying down the heavy fire. At this point, the battle does not get pushed back either direction.
Okay.
It does not get pushed back either direction. They are holding ground at this point. They are killing and dying, someone will die, another one will come up to the front, take the place on both sides. But at this point, Fabulous Bile,
oh goody, our favorite,
starts releasing creatures, and he unleashes the first Noise Marines.
Oh goody,
onto the
battlefield.
Onto the battlefield, yeah.
Lovely.
And not to mention that the sons of Horus.
I skimmed that really quick. I don't know if we'll keep this in, but I saw that we're being continually railed by Abaddon.
Okay. They're not Emperor's children, they're the sons of Horus. But yeah, no, and the sons of Horus were being rallied by Abaddon and Lil Horus.
Okay.
Lil Horus Aximand.
Yes.
And basically, the way that they were doing this is they were just going up to loyalists and just cutting them down.
Okay.
Because they were using blades and stuff like that, and they were just cutting through them.
Right. And that was getting everybody going.
Mm-hmm. But as I said, like they were able to bring down a Titan at this around about this point as well.
Yeah.
They were able to drop in heavy artillery, so they had some stuff to contend against the heavy stuff that was shooting them down.
Right.
And in doing so, they were able to destabilize the void shield of the Dies Irae.
Okay.
Which is a huge Titan. I can't remember the exact classification of it, but it is a massive Titan.
Okay.
And basically, they had brought down its void shield and forced it into retreating backwards.
Damn.
Yeah.
That is, insane.
Yeah. So at this point, it was like small victory after small victory, but then it was a larger loss after each small victory.
Right.
And it caused the battle to become extremely disorganized.
Makes
like
sense.
It was small groups fighting against like larger groups, and then and then these larger groups splitting off into smaller, larger groups to fight other teams. So it was becoming extremely disorganized.
Yeah, because it wasn't a united attack. It was just everyone being like, "Oh, I'm gonna go over here and do my thing."
Yeah, we just
no communication.
No communication. We just have to fight.
Yeah,
and with every time that they pushed forward, it would just be heavier and heavier losses.
Okay.
Heavier and heavier losses. And it even ended up with the first captain of the Iron Hands, dying in the fight to Captain Caesarion of the Emperor's Children took out Captain Santar.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
And Captain Santar at this point had just had his entire body rebuilt after the bombing on the Iron Hands ship by Fulgrim.
Wow.
Yeah. He was almost completely metallic.
Right.
Because he had his entire front blown open.
Okay.
Because from bolter fire.
Yeah.
And they had to remake all of his organs out of machinery.
Right.
So he was ready and raring for a fight.
Yeah.
And he got knocked down.
He's just done.
Yeah.
He's toast. On the bench. Yeah. Well, under the bench?
Under the bench,
Under the bench.
At this point, the other 4 legions arrive.
Okay. Took them long enough.
Well, this was hours after the beginning of the battle.
Okay.
This was a couple of hours after the beginning of the battle. All of what I just talked about takes place in 3 or 4 hours.
Jesus.
Yeah. In about, 6 or 7 hours.
Oh my God. At least my jokes have class.
Yeah, sure. But anyway.
The class of yours is middle school.
Yeah.
Ha
ha. Yours is middle school, Hamilton.
That was 10 years ago.
I'm sorry to tell you. Middle school was 10 years ago for me.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Sure, it was middle class, but now that middle class is 10 years older than the middle class or the middle school.
You'll get there.
I'm just going to stop talking.
We still love you, buddy.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Much appreciated.
So, yeah. Jesus Christ. The Iron Warriors, the Alpha Legion, the Word Bearers, and the Night Lords all show up, and they're landing in, and they're coming in.
Fashionably late,
yes. So they position themselves at crucial points of the battle.
Of course.
And this landing to the Loyalists are they are so afraid of the backup coming in that they're starting to retreat. Mortarion and Angron retreat from the battlefield. They go back into the fortress and they just retreat from the battlefield completely.
Right.
The Dies Irae, that Titan I was telling you about, retreats from the battlefield.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No. So the traitors look like they're on the back foot at this point.
Right.
They're like, here we go. Let's go. This is
Everybody run.
Everybody run. Corvus and Vulcan find Ferris, and they're like, hey Ferris, this is the opportunity we need. We need to regroup and resupply now, because if we don't, our legions are going to be lost.
Right.
So, and Ferris, being the ever reasonable person he is, goes no, and he keeps fighting and he keeps pushing on to get to Fulgrim.
That's really smart.
It's very smart.
Really super duper smart.
Well, Ferris at this point is I'm almost there. He's literally fighting the Phoenix Guard at the command center for the Emperor's Children. He is where Fulgrim is at this point, and he's I am ready to kill my brother.
Right.
Vulcan and Corvus, they decide to leaves the battle. They go and they start retreating. They go and they're starting to retreat, and they're like, okay, legions follow us. We're going to go back. We're going to resupply. Meet with the apothecariums. Like get what we need to get done. So they are like hundreds of meters away from their drop ships and like where they landed and stuff like that.
Right.
And the Vox goes dead.
Oh no.
The Vox goes dead. There is no sound to be heard. The Loyalists are completely like on their own. They're like, we have like, what's going on? Why is everything dead? And they look to the fortress. They look to the fortress of the where Horus is and all that sort of stuff.
Right.
And they see a flare go up.
Ooh.
And that flare has a single command.
Right.
The single command is illuminate them.
That sounds very foreboding.
Mm-hmm. So, before we get into what happens on the planet, we're going to talk a little bit about the Alpha Legion.
All right.
Yeah. So,
little guys.
Yeah. So the Alpha Legion had made their play.
Okay.
They had put operatives in.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. They had put operatives throughout the fleet. Raven Guard ships, Salamander ships, Iron Hand ships, operatives on every ship.
Okay.
And this ended up with, at worst, ships colliding with one another and being destroyed and stuff.
Right.
At best, it was Loyalists being able to leave the system.
Okay.
Yeah, because you got to remember, the Alpha Legion are playing both sides.
Yeah. So
it's very much a thing of like, okay, you guys can go, but we're killing you.
Yeah, you stay and fight and probably die, but you can, we're all Alfarius, so what does it matter anyways?
Exactly. But this cut off the Loyalists from orbital support completely.
Right.
Yeah. So they had no orbital support, they had no contact off planet, they had nothing.
Okay.
Due to the Alpha Legion fiddling in where they shouldn't have.
Hands in all the baskets.
Mm-hmm. Going back to Vulcan and Corvus.
Right.
Their legions, they're leading their legions out of the battle zone and stuff like that, and they're like, okay, whatever this means, we need to get past it, we need to get off the battlefield now.
Right.
And they hit up the Iron Warriors, who had built up prefab defenses and stuff like that. It basically looked like they had dropped in to be like, okay, we're here to help.
Okay.
So they're getting closer and closer, and the Raven Guard gets so close to escaping that they see the word bearers and start addressing them by name.
Oh.
That's how close they are to the word bearers. And then the traitors open fire.
Oh no.
Yeah. They just decimate the Legion.
Right.
Even more than that. It's not even by 10%. They just are killing to kill.
Right.
The Night Lords have dropships fly over and just dump out all sorts of bombs on top of the Loyalists.
Right.
The Alpha Legion had set up apothecary stations.
Yeah.
And they're basically like, yeah, no, we're not apothecarium. And they just start butchering.
We're murderarium.
Yeah, murderariums. But the main people heading to the apothecariums were injured Marines.
Right.
So they're completely defenseless, and they just run at them, kill them all.
Oh, goody.
Yeah. And this led to an impasse between Corvus and Vulcan, because Corvus was very much a thing of we need to leave now. Right. We need to retreat, and then we'll come back, we'll hit them harder when we have the supplies.
Right.
And Vulcan was like, no, we need to dig in here and make our stand, because if we don't, we lose everything.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Both valid to a degree.
Yeah. So they are okay, we'll do what we need to do to save our legions. So Corvus leaves and Vulcan stays.
Ah.
Yeah.
Because splitting up is always the correct thing to do.
That's what Scooby-Doo taught us, man.
Exactly. You will always survive the horror movie if you split up. Wrong.
Corvus, let's look at Corvus first.
Okay.
So Corvus, getting away from this and all that sort of stuff, he came face to face with Gal Vorbak.
Okay. These are the demon guys of the word bearers.
Yes, these are the demon guys from the word bearers. But Corvus Corax, being no slouch, started just dispatching them.
Yeah.
Just, knocking down, killing them and all that sort of stuff. Pure strength, pure skill,
They're just getting down.
Stuff done. You know how it is with the Raven Guard.
Yes.
They go in, they hit hard, they leave.
Yep.
So Lorgar, seeing this, got very angry, and he was like, "No, my boys!" So he uses like the little bit of psychic power that he has, to clear the battlefield, so he can go forth and have the fight with Corvus.
Oh, goody.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you remember what was said about Lorgar and his future?
Not off of the top of my head.
He was told by Ingathel that if he met Corvus Corax in battle,
run away
because
he would die.
He would die. So he goes and he meets Corvus Corax in battle.
Right.
And,
okay.
And Corvus, still seeing his brother, is kind of annoyed at this point. Is a little bit annoyed at this point. So he asks Lorgar, what is happening? Why are you doing this? What is the point? And Lorgar, being the ever self-pious douche canoe he is, goes, "I'm bringing truth to humanity."
Wow.
Yeah, I'm bringing truth. And then Corvus Corax goes, "I'm going to kill you now." And Lorgar goes, "I know."
Oh my god.
And they just go at it.
Right.
Corvus absolutely puts a an absolute beat down on Lorgar.
Of course.
And like Lorgar is getting like knocked down. Like he's like getting stabbed, he's getting cut. There's one point where he drags his talons across Lorgar's face.
Ooh.
And he like closes his eyes because he's like, "I can't handle this." Lorgar gets back up, knocks him down, and Corvus is like, "Yeah, no, not happening." Essentially gives him what is the Astartes version of a backhand to the face.
Right.
And then he's on the floor, and like Lorgar's on the floor, and Lorgar's literally like, "Just do it.
Right.
Just do it. This is my fate. You have me. Just end it." Corvus brings up his gauntlet, brings it down, and they are met by another piece of metal. Conrad Kurz shows up.
Yes.
And Conrad Kurz is like, "I'm going to kill you now."
Yeah.
Actually, I think that's it. He's like, "Look into my eyes and meet your death."
Yes.
Yeah.
And now it's the two sides of the coin.
Yeah. Two sides of the coin fighting each other.
Yep.
Dude, like, they were just like, that entire fight, they were just aura farming with the stuff that they were saying.
Yeah.
Corvus in the fight goes, "You betrayed our father." And Lorgar just responds with, "Our father's a liar."
How could we betray him if he betrayed us in the first place? You can't fire me, I quit.
Yeah, literally, "You can't fire me, I quit." And then Corvus goes, "Oh, I'm about to fire you, all right. I'm about to fire on you."
Take this up to HR.
Exactly. So Corvus is like cut up badly.
Right.
Like he gets a near fatal blow from Conrad.
Yeah.
But it's nothing he can't handle. Like his physiology will heal it over time.
Yep.
But his boys like, "Dad, we need to get out of here now. Like we need to retreat now or you're gonna die." And he's
"Dad,
like,
we want to go home."
Yeah. Well, he literally gets carried onto the dropship by his boys. Like carried onto the dropship.
Right.
And that's where Chorus lies at this point.
Okay.
Now, if we go back over to Vulcan at this point, boy, like his Legion were just getting it. Like they were just being just destroyed. And there's not much to say about the battle between the Iron Warriors and the Salamanders, because the Iron Warriors go, "Nuclear weapons are pretty cool." And they drop nuclear weapons directly on top of Vulcan.
Don't bring a knife to a nuke fight.
Don't bring a flamethrower to a nuke fight.
Yeah.
They drop nukes on the Salamanders and it just eviscerates the irregular old Astartes.
Yeah.
Vulcan just gets obliterated.
Yeah.
But as we know, he is a perpetual, so he does not die. But he's
just like dust that'll eventually kind of work itself back into existence.
He's a burnt out, charred up corpse at this point, and like he is laying there and he is like slowly regenerating his body.
Okay.
And like it's just awful. It's just terrible. People are dying all over the place. Astartes are killing Astartes. The Alpha Legion are wearing nondescript suits of armor, nondescript suits of Mark IV, right?
Right.
So they're on the battlefield. And they don't know who they're killing. Right. Like it's like, oh no, they don't know who's supporting them. So it's like, "Oh brother, finally you're here." Bang, back of the head. Or it's like, "Ah, brother, you finally come to support us." Bang, back of the head. Right. Because the Alpha Legion are just pulling their shit.
Right.
and just being the Alpha Legion.
They're just shooting everybody.
They're just shooting everybody, shooting everybody.
They're surrounded, but they can then fight from any direction.
Yes.
There's a meme.
The Alpha Legion is surrounded. But you know who's surrounding the people surrounding the people surrounding the Alpha Legion?
The Alpha Legion.
The Alpha Legion is surrounding the people surrounding the people surrounding the Alpha Legion.
They're everywhere and nowhere,
All
doing
at once.
everything and nothing all day.
All day long.
Yeah.
And Alfarius and Omegon, who knows where they are at this point?
Who knows? Did they ever exist?
We don't know.
We don't know.
So, although they do exist because the books do confirm that they do exist.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. John Grammaticus confirmed they exist because they are exactly the same in every single way.
Right.
Yeah.
So
now,
that must mean they're different.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's all good. So now we get to the rough part of the battle.
That wasn't the rough part?
On average, genuinely on average, it was about 93-94% of the Salamanders, Raven Guard, and Iron Hands died.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
So the other 5% are currently on dropships trying to get off world.
Right.
Yes. And then anything that's left of the legions are off world.
Right.
At this point. So Vulcan is lost at this point to his legion.
Okay.
Because Comrade Kurz got his hands on him and took him to his flagship, which is where Comrade Kurz proceeds to rack up the highest Primarch kill count of any of the other Primarchs by continuously killing Vulcan over and over and over and over and over again.
He can't actually really die.
No. Corvus is escaping.
Yes.
He's going to get off world. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. And then his Thunderhawk gets shot out of the sky.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and they crash down to Istvann V.
Oh, goody.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Poor guy. So anyway,
moving right along.
this is the really sad part of the entire Istvann V thing.
Yes.
Ferrus Manus meets with Fulgrim.
Yes.
And all the stuff that we just talked about is happening around this.
Yes.
Like, all of this happening around this. But Ferrus Manus meets with Fulgrim. He meets his brother on the battlefield.
Yep.
They trade verbal blows and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Ferrus Manus is holding the sword that was made from the scraps of what used to be the sword he made for Fulgrim.
Right.
And Fulgrim, in his hand, has the hammer that he made for his brother.
Yes.
With the Lier blade at his side. And then they fight.
Top 3 goated anime battles of history.
Oh, it's up there.
Yeah.
They are fighting. They are literally stripping armor from the other's body,
right,
with the strikes that they're doing.
Again, if they weren't brothers,
mm-hmm.
That's pretty gay.
Dude, Toxic Yowie. Toxic Yowie, and it's everybody else's fault.
Yeah.
Toxic Yowie, and it's my Legion's fault.
Yep.
Yeah. But they were literally like spraying blood over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Like, Fulgrim gets hit so hard that he drops the hammer and picks up the Lier blade, and he's like, we're gonna do.
I'm gonna get you.
Yeah, we're doing this. We're doing it now.
Yeah.
And he gets Ferrus on his back.
Okay.
Like, he knocks Ferrus down, and I could explain what happens, but it would do it no justice. So I'm just gonna read the moment from the book.
Okay.
So, in an instant that stretched for eternity, he saw what he had become and what monstrous betrayal he had allowed himself to be party to. He knew in that eternal moment that he had made a terrible mistake in drawing the sword from the Lier temple, and he fought to release the damnable blade that had brought him so low. His grip was locked onto the weapon, and even as he recognized how far he had fallen, he knew that he had come too far to stop. The realization, coupled with the knowledge that everything he had striven for had been a lie. As though moving in slow motion, Fulgrim saw Ferrus Manus reaching for his fallen sword, his fingers closing around the wire-wound grip, the flames leaping once more to the blade at its creator's touch. Kill him before he kills you. Now. Fulgrim's blade seemed to move with a life of its own, but it had no need of such impellence, for he swung the blade of his own volition.
Yikes.
And Ferrus Manus' head was taken from his shoulders.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt in the morning.
Mhm.
That's gonna hurt.
Yeah. He killed his brother.
Yeah.
And so that little passage that I just read to you there,
Yeah.
he's regretting ever, picking up the Lier blade. He's regretting everything he's ever done.
Yeah.
The moment that he cuts Ferrus Manus' head from his shoulders, he hears everything.
Right.
The entire battle, like a scream. Basically, he hears, and if I'm reading it right, he hears the joyous scream. Like it's a pleasure scream of the demon inside the blade. But he also hears Ferrus Manus' soul being ripped from his body.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not great.
And after that, it just becomes silence.
Right.
And then he can hear everything. The battles, his son's dying, Ferrus' son's dying, what's happening to the Salamanders, everything. He can hear everything.
Right.
And in very dramatic fashion that is so for Fulgrim,
of course,
he drops to his knees, throws his hands up into the air, and he just screams at the top of his lungs because he is in just agony.
Right.
Full emotional agony.
Right. He's just killed his best friend.
He's just killed his best friend. His brother. His brother. Because the entire time, Fulgrim is like, we don't have to do this.
Right.
Like, please stop. I will make a case for Horus.
Yeah.
In your name. I do not want you to die, brother.
Yeah.
You are my best friend. And Ferrus Manus is like, I think the quote is, you lost the right to call me brother when you went down this path.
Ooh.
Yeah, so Ferrus has denounced him as a brother, but Fulgrim is like, you're my brother, I don't want to kill you.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting considering who's the traitor and who's the loyalist.
Exactly. It's insane. And it's like, and that's the thing is like, people say, and I agree with this totally, that Fulgrim, if he had not gotten the Lier blade, would have been the hardest of the brothers to make fall to traitor.
Yeah.
Because he, in his pursuit of perfection, he would have seen a fall to traitorism like this not perfect in any way.
Right.
So, like, he is realizing, like, oh, what have I done? I have gone against my morals, my father, my brothers, everything.
Yeah.
And because of that feeling, the demon sees its in.
Right.
And he goes, I can make all this pain go away. I can make you feel nothing. You won't have to feel this terrible feeling ever again. And Fulgrim's like, I deserve oblivion. I will take whatever you give me.
Ooh.
My body is yours.
Ooh.
Fulgrim gets trapped inside the painting on the Pride of the Emperor. So, so remember how I was telling you that he was bringing like his his captains into his thing, showing them this painting. Yeah. And if they saw a beautiful image of Fulgrim, they would be like accepted to stay in his legion. But if they saw, the horrible, mess that it was, he knew that they weren't a part of his to, be a part of everything and all that sort of stuff.
So he himself ends up stuck in that painting.
He ends up stuck in that painting, yeah.
Oh.
Because essentially what he has made a painting of is the demon.
Right.
And then what gets replaced with is Fulgrim.
Right.
So the demon's in the painting, quote unquote. And then when the demon gets Fulgrim's body, his soul replaces the demon in the painting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and by the way, there is like no demon in the sword after this point.
Okay. Yeah. It's just a sword. The demon is in his body.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because there was that point where he has like the three swords in front of him, like Firebrand, the Air Blade, and the Anathema.
Yeah.
The Anathema is just useless at this point.
Right.
He has no need for it. So Ostian Delafor, like the guy that we were talking about, the guy that, was like, you're too perfect.
Yeah.
He stabs Delafor with the Anathema through a statue of the Emperor.
And just leaves him there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Solid, yeah.
So this isn't even the worst part. So the demon, after he gets Fulgrim's body, is like, okay, I'm going to continue on with the fighting. It's just having a wonderful time fighting. Of course. When the battle ends, he goes to Horus one-on-one. Yeah, and he hands him a box.
Right.
It's a fairly big box. And he's like, I wonder what this could be. Like. It could be any number of things. It could be any number of things. Horus opens the box and he's disgusted.
Right.
Like he is like, this is vile. This is what have you done?
Right.
In the box is the head of Ferrus Manus. Yeah, he presents
the head
Horus,
of his brother.
the head of his brother to Horus as essentially saying, "Told you it wouldn't be a problem."
Yeah.
Horus immediately checks it immediately. He goes, "You're not my brother."
Ooh.
He's like, "You're not my brother." And
he clocks that it's the demon.
he clocks it's the demon immediately. And this is the thing. Horus, though disgusted with what has happened, and because he lets the box drop to the floor,
right,
and he's just holding the head of Ferrus Manus at this point.
Yeah, so you could say he didn't really need a heads up to know something was wrong.
Yeah, sure, okay. So, but yeah, like he's holding the head of Ferrus Manus, and he knows he has to be extremely careful right now,
right?
Because there is a demon possessing his brother, which means that in any moment, that demon could put an end to his life.
Right.
It would be a hard fight. Yeah. And it would be definitely a 50-50 on who wins. But this demon in front of him could very quickly end his own life. Yeah. So he's keeping his composure, and he's like, what do you want? And the demon goes, why not? Why do we have to change things? Right. He's like, let me serve in Fulgrim's place. Oh. Yeah. So the demon's like, let me serve. Basically, like, this is the most fun I have had in eons. Yeah. Can I just keep doing it? I'll do it in a way that benefits you. He literally says to Horus, yeah, let me serve you. Oh. He doesn't go, I will serve you. He goes, let me serve you. Oh. Yeah. Ugh. It's freaky, right? Yucky. It's gross. Yucky. Yeah. So he's serving. No. No, he's giving the head of Ferrus Manus to Horus as a war trophy to basically go, this is my sign of loyalty to you. Right. I did what your brother could not, even though it was Fulgrim that did it. Yeah. He's like, I'm stronger than your brother because I was able to do what he did not. Right. Which ultimately ends up being bull honky. Yep. Because Fulgrim takes over his body anyway after the fact. Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, that's insane. It's like everything with like between Ferrus Manus and Fulgrim is so just so gross. Like like if you read the entire like fight between them, it's like breathtaking. Yeah. Like genuinely, like you like the bit where he's crawling for his sword and stuff like that. Yeah. How is he going to get it back? And like all the stuff that's going through Fulgrim's head. Yeah. It's like if 30k came out before 40k, and like we didn't have all of this knowledge of 40k, you would genuinely think in that moment that Ferrus Manus was about to get his boon and just take out Fulgrim right there in front of you. Right. They gear it up so much that they're like, okay, like Ferrus has a chance here. Yeah. Which he did, but he wasn't able to ever get that chance. And it's such good writing. Yeah. Like if you want a good book, Fulgrim is one of the best of the Horus Heresy, I would say. Right. Yeah. It's up there with the Flight of the Eisenstein. The Flight of the Eisenstein is really good. All right. Yeah. Good to know. And but you know what? The first 5 books of the Horus Heresy are incredible. Like, they're the best books of the Horus Heresy. And then after that, it's just kind of like, let's just tell a whole bunch of different stories. Here's a side quest, and you get a side quest, and you get a side quest. And we're going to be talking about a ship that's going to Calth to destroy the Ultramarines. But does it get there? Nah. Side quest. Side quest. But yeah. So that's nutty. It's crazy, right? Yeah. Yeah. Back to Corvus Corax. What's he up to? He just got shot out of the sky? Yeah, he got shot out of the sky. Well, this is a quick one because this happens like right at the end of the Battle of Istvann V. Okay. Corvus Corax, like he crashes and all that sort of stuff. Right. He rallies his troops, gets all of the Raven Guard that he has left over, and he's like, okay, we're gonna make our stand. If we don't get rescued, we can at least say that we took some of them with us, essentially. Right. So he leaves his legion to go and do some reconnaissance. Okay. And for about 30 days, they are holding fine. Okay. For about 30 days, they're holding fine. Corvus is doing reconnaissance to see who's there, but he's mainly looking to see if he can't find the bodies of his brothers. Right. He doesn't find the body of Ferrus Manus. He doesn't find the body of Vulcan. He finds nothing. Right. So at that point, he goes back to his legion and he sticks with them the entire rest of the time there. Okay. Yeah. For 98 days, they survive on Istvann V. Okay. They survive on Istvann V. which is crazy, by the way,
Yeah.
because that means that the entirety of the Battle of Istvann V is essentially, you can push it to about 99 days.
Right.
It's just over 3 months.
Right.
And so after 98 days of fighting and dying and losing troops and stuff like that, and in the book, like in the little novel, The Raven's Flight,
Yeah.
it's like it's really harrowing
Right.
because the author continuously reminds you how many troops Corvus is losing.
Right.
It goes from 5,000 to just under 5,000 to 4,000 to 3,000 by the end of it.
Okay.
He loses 2,000 Astartes in those 98 days.
Right.
And a Raven Guard by the name of Brahms or Bronze or something like that.
That was the boy. That was his brother from the prison.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. That's his... I don't like the look you're giving me.
No. It's great because he has a conversation with this guy.
Yeah.
This Lord Commander of like a part of the military, right? And this military leader had a conversation with Corax before they go to Istvan.
Right.
And he's like, if I get in trouble, I will send you a message.
Okay.
From the moment that they reach the Istvan system to the moment later, because this happens over the course of 7 days.
Yeah.
Like everything with Istvan V happens over the course of 7 days. The battle takes about
a week.
Okay. Yeah, the battle takes about the battle itself takes, like, you could say, like 12 hours to a day. The entire battle, like the entire, like, brothers fighting brothers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then the aftermath is about 98 days.
Okay.
But for a week, this guy is getting visions of flaming ravens, of ravens and fire. And he goes to this Brahms guy and he's like, hey, I'm having these dreams. I think something's going on in Istvan V. And the dude is like, you're just a human. I'm an Astartes. Keep yourself in check or I will shoot you out of the sky.
Right.
So the dude, like, readies up his vehicles, he readies up his fleet, and he gives one last ditch effort to Bronze, and he's like, hey, look, this will cost you your honor. It will cost me your life.
Right.
You can hold a gun to the back of my head the entire way there. And if the moment that we hit the Istvan system, nothing is wrong, I give you permission on my family's life to end me where I stand.
Right.
And then it's like, he's really backwards and forwards on it. He's like, this is bordering on heresy.
Yeah.
And he actually claims, he's like, maybe you want to go to Istvan V for another reason. Maybe you have fallen to heresy as well.
Right.
And then the one thing that gets this guy to go back to it, he's like, yes, it would dishonor you to go there and go against your Primarch's orders.
Right.
But imagine the dishonor you would feel and what you would have to go through if you had the chance to do something and you did nothing.
Right.
Yes. So they go there, and by just sheer luck, literally sheer luck, and the Alpha Legion letting them through, they get through, they land, get all of the Raven Guards that are left out of there.
Okay.
The Raven Guard went there with 80,000 Marines.
Yeah.
They left with 3,000.
Holy.
Yeah.
Crap.
Yeah.
Nuggets.
It's why they say at the end of the Horus Heresy that the Raven Guard were almost not a legion.
Yeah.
Because don't hold me to this, I'll have to do my research a little bit longer, but I think that the Raven Guard come out of the back end of the Horus Heresy with 200 Marines.
Yikes.
Yeah. Not to mention with the Emperor's children making a play for their gene seed.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Because they have gene seed vaults on Terra.
Yeah.
And the Emperor's children were trying to make a play for it later on.
Oh, goody.
And one of the ones that they were like, we need to protect this one, was the Raven Guard.
Right.
Yeah. Crazy. After this, the three legions are like off.
Right.
And they're like, we need to bolster. We need to get back to strength. We cannot fight anymore.
Yeah.
They give their report. They eventually are able to get their reports back to Dawn, let them know what's happened.
Yeah.
And,
Is Dorn out of the warp by now, or is he still stuck?
I think he's on his way out.
Okay.
I don't know at this point, but most probably he is back on his way to Terra.
Okay.
Yeah, he's probably most gotten word of what's happened on this Istvan V. He's on his way back to Terra.
Okay.
Because they have a big party.
Of course.
And they're like, "Yay, we won against the things," and all that sort of stuff. Horus gives his decree that next we move on Terra.
Okay.
And so, but to do that, Horus has to get a few things in order first.
Okay.
So he dispatches the legions across the galaxy to perform a few little things for him before they can actually get ahead.
Okay.
So
they already have Ferrus Manus's.
This is true. So this is about the time that Robute is dealing with the betrayal at Calth.
Okay.
Where the word bearers go there and they try and wipe Macragge off the face of the earth.
Okay.
Yeah, but they end up getting to Calth because it's the best that they can do, because they're big warships that would have laid waste to 97% of the population of Macragge got destroyed by one World Eater, 2 Ultramarines, and a Space Wolf.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
The dream team.
The dream team. There are a couple of other Space Marines, but those were the named ones.
Okay.
The Space Wolves, like after all the stuff that's happening in Prospero, end up getting stuck in a place called the Alaxis Nebula.
All right.
And they've been ambushed there.
Okay.
Yes.
By who?
I want to say that it's a surprise for next week, but the honest answer is I don't know yet.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not that far in the books, and I haven't started the research on that part yet. Lionel Johnson and his Dark Angels are essentially now just chasing the Night Lords across the galaxy.
Okay.
The Blood Angels have the coolest one.
Okay.
Because it is where Sanguinius first encounters a demon for the first time.
Oh, goody.
And has the most baller line of anything I've ever heard in my life.
Love it.
He tells a demon to tell his masters that it was him who sent him back to hell.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yep.
The entire quote will be in the episode for when we read it.
Fantastic.
But the Blood Angels are essentially on their way to either being converted to traitor or being destroyed by corn demons on Cygnus.
Okay.
Horus sent them there before all of this stuff, so Sanguinius had no knowledge of what Horus was up to.
Okay.
And the White Scars have essentially just been deployed to the other side of the galaxy.
Okay.
And the thing is with all of these legions that are left over, Horus had strategically put them in these places so they would be as far away from Terra as possible.
Right.
Yes. The reason for this is because Horus believed that if he could do this, then he would be able to take Terra in a matter of days.
Okay.
But we know that the Siege of Terra takes years.
Yes.
Takes years. Like the entire Horus Heresy takes place over 5 years.
Yep.
Like the last 3 years of the Horus Heresy, like the Siege of Terra.
Is just trying to siege Terra. Yeah. Yikes.
Yikes indeed. But that's it.
That's it.
That's the episode.
Okay.
So yeah, as per usual, if you are watching on the YouTube, thank you for watching. Please give us a like and subscribe. If there's anything we missed in this episode, give us a comment, let us know.
Yep. There is so much to cover.
There is so much to cover. Dude, like there is, just off of the knowledge that I know, 3 books.
Yeah.
Talk about the Drop Site Massacre so far.
Yeah.
One called the Drop Site Massacre.
Surprise.
Raven's Flight and Fulgrim. Those are the ones that I know of so far.
Yeah.
Because I'm still going through a lot of the books.
Yep.
And like, it's just a lot.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to go over. So if we've missed something, let us know. We might do an episode on it in the future.
Yep.
If you're on the Spotify, remember, follow, download, really helps. And if you're on the Instagram, again, how are you listening to this? Unless you're listening to this while you look at the Instagram.
That would make sense.
That would make a lot of sense.
That would make sense.
But not this episode at the beginning.
No.
Unless you're actively like, I'm going to put this episode on and then immediately look at the Instagram to spite them.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you had a vision of some sort.
That's heresy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So get out of here, you heretic.
Yeah, get out of here, heretic. Go back to Prospero, where all of you magic people belong.
No, thank you for being here. Thank you for sitting through this one. Definitely a bit of, well, maybe a longer one. We'll see when Gage has his
hands on it and what he gets to edit out.
He's got his work cut out for him this time. I feel like we keep saying that every time. I think it just keeps getting worse.
It does keep getting worse.
Sorry, Gage, we love you.
We love you, Gage. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye.